The power of circulation, expanded version, even after more than 3 decades of medical practice. I'm still amazed at how quickly the human body can respond once you give it what it truly needs. I've watched patients in their 70s and 80s, men who thought their reading days were over, women who couldn't recognize faces without glasses return a few weeks later with tears in their eyes saying, "Doctor, I can read again. I can focus. My thoughts feel alive." And every time I hear that, I smile. Because the secret was never hidden. It was flowing right through them, literally. The key was restoring blood flow, the quiet, unseen force that keeps your brain alert and your eyes awake. We often think of blood as something routine, a number on a test, a pressure reading. But it's far more than that. Blood is not just a liquid. It's your internal river of life, a living stream that carries oxygen, nutrients, and warmth to every cell, every neuron, every tiny photoreceptor in your retina. When this river moves freely, it nourishes your vision, fuels your thoughts, and brings clarity to everything you see and think. Your eyes glow with brightness, your focus sharpens, your memory becomes quicker and steadier. But when this river slows, when it becomes thick, stagnant, or obstructed, everything begins to fade. The mind feels foggy, words slip away, the world loses its sharp edges. Your energy sinks not because you're old, but because your cells are simply waiting for oxygen, for motion, for life to move again. Healthy circulation is the difference between fatigue and vitality, between confusion and clarity. It determines whether your brain wakes up inspired or drifts through the day half asleep. It's what gives your eyes their sparkle and your mind its focus. That's why, whenever someone tells me, "Doctor, I feel like I'm slowing down," I don't just think about age. I think about blood, about how it's flowing, where it's getting stuck, and what we can do to help it move again. Because when circulation returns, life returns. Your body doesn't need to be forced into healing, it simply needs to be reminded how. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Awaken that inner current so your eyes, your memory, and your spirit begin to shine again. The forgotten secret. Expanded, most people believe they need medicine, expensive supplements, or stronger glasses to restore their eyesight or sharpen their mind. But after more than 3 decades of practice, I can tell you, the human body already holds the keys to its own repair. Nature designed us with tiny switches, special points across the body that connect directly to our nervous and circulatory systems. When you stimulate them gently, almost like turning on a light, you send a message through your nerves that reaches the brain, the heart, and the microvessels that nourish your eyes. It's not magic, and it's not mysticism, it's pure physiology. These points influence how blood moves, how oxygen reaches your tissues, and how your brain communicates with the rest of your body. They awaken the rhythm that so many people have lost, the rhythm of flow. You see, every thought you think, every word you read, depends on energy carried through those tiny vessels. When circulation slows, the connection between the eyes and the brain becomes weaker. But when you open that pathway again, when you allow the current to move freely, the mind sharpens, vision clears, and fatigue melts away. This is the forgotten secret of longevity, not a pill, but a pulse. And that pulse can be reawakened by touch, by breath, by awareness. Today, I'll show you 2 of the most powerful points I've used with my patients for decades. One lies just above the bridge of the nose, a center that awakens the brain and the optic nerve, restoring clarity and focus. The other sits in the center of your chest, a point that harmonizes the heart, balances your circulation, and brings peace to your entire system. Together, they form a bridge between your mind and your body, between your thoughts and your breath. Once you learn how to activate them, you'll understand what I've witnessed again and again in my patients, how simple, mindful touch can do what years of neglect could not: bring life back to the eyes and light back to the mind. Point 1, the center of clarity. Between the eyebrows, the first point sits right between your eyebrows. In classical texts, it's called intang, the third eye, the center of clarity. But this isn't mysticism, it's anatomy. Beneath this tiny area run delicate capillaries and sensory nerve endings that communicate with pathways linked to the optic nerve, the frontal cortex, focus, planning, and regulatory hubs that influence eye comfort and mental calm. When you massage this point gently for about 1 minute, a few things happen in sequence. Microcirculation to the eyes and brain increases. The forehead vessels release tension, softening that tight band many people feel. The visual network, including occipital regions, becomes more responsive, reducing that dull, hazy feeling behind the eyes. The hypothalamus, which helps regulate memory, sleep rhythm, and mood, receives a calming signal and begins to rebalance. Patients often tell me, "Doctor, after a few days of this, my head felt lighter. My eyes stopped burning. My thoughts snapped into focus." That isn't magic. That's physiology learning to flow again. How to practice. My clinic method. Posture. Sit tall or lie down. Relax your jaw and shoulders. Placement. Close your eyes. Place 1 or 2 fingers on the point between the brows. Breath. Inhale through the nose for a count of 4. Exhale for 6. Longer exhale equals deeper calm. Motion. Use tiny circles or a gentle press-hold release. Pressure should feel comforting, never painful. Duration. 60 to 90 seconds, then rest with palms on your thighs and notice the afterglow. Sensations. Warmth, a soft tingle, or a spreading calm are signs that blood flow and parasympathetic tone are returning. Pro tips. Do it morning and evening. Pair the evening session with lower light to prime better sleep. If eyes are strained from screens, add a 20-second palm cover afterward. Cup warm palms over closed eyes. Keep pressure light if you're prone to tension headaches. Consistency matters more than force. Cautions. Avoid on broken skin, recent forehead procedures, or if any touch here triggers a migraine aura. In those cases, keep it ultra gentle or skip and consult your clinician. It costs nothing, takes 1 minute, and practice daily can wake up the pathways that help you see clearly and think calmly. Point 2. The gate of the heart, center of the chest now. The second point is just as important. Because no matter how much blood you send to the brain, if your heart is tense, the flow will never be complete. This point lies at the center of your chest, between the nipples, just above the solar plexus. In classic texts, it's called Shintong, the gate of spirit. In modern medicine, it corresponds to the thymus region, an area that influences immunity, circulation, stress regulation, and emotional balance. When you place your palm over this area and gently massage it for 1 to 2 minutes, you stimulate branches of the vagus nerve, the main bridge between your heart, breath, and brain. What follows is a cascade. Your nervous system settles, blood pressure eases, and vessels open to feed the eyes and memory centers more efficiently. How to do it? Step by step, sit or stand tall. Relax your jaw and shoulders. Place your palm in the center of your chest. Feel the natural rise and fall. Breathe in through the nose for 4 counts. Breathe out through the mouth for 6. With each exhale, draw slow circles, clockwise, the size of a coin. Keep the touch light to medium. It should feel soothing, never forceful. Continue for 60 to 120 seconds. If helpful, add a soft hum on exhale. Vibration enhances vagal tone. What you may feel: warmth spreading across the chest, easier breathing, a subtle release in the throat and face, and a calm focus behind the eyes. These are good signs your autonomic system is shifting into repair mode. I once had a patient, a 72-year-old music teacher, who came to me nearly in tears. "Doctor, I can't remember melodies anymore. I forget my students' names." I taught her this technique, hand on the chest, deep breathing, slow circular motion. 1 week later, she said, "When I do this, it feels like my heart opens. I can breathe again." A month later, her vision was brighter and her memory scores improved by 28%. That's what happens when heart and brain reconnect. Make it a ritual. Practice morning and evening and anytime stress tightens your chest. Pair it with the eyebrow point to synchronize flow, heart, and focus, brain/eyes. Keep exhalations longer than inhalations. That's the key to deep calm. Gentle notes. If you have recent chest surgery, severe chest pain, or a cardiac condition, use feather light pressure or consult your clinician. Comfort first, always. When the heart softens, the river of blood moves freely again, and the mind, the memory, and the eyes finally receive what they've been asking for. The hidden enemy, stress and tension. But there's something even more dangerous than poor circulation, and that's chronic inner tension. I've seen brilliant people, professors, engineers, artists lose their clarity not because of disease, but because they forgot how to relax. Stress tightens the chest, narrows the vessels, and starves the brain of oxygen. Your eyes still see, but your mind stops registering the world. You read words and forget their meaning. You look, but you don't see. That's what constant anxiety does. It blinds you from the inside. Physiologically, it's simple. When you live in fight or flight, your breathing rises into the upper chest, your heart rhythm turns erratic, and blood is pulled away from the cortex, the very area you use to think, remember, and focus. Vision strains, attention scatters, and even your sleep becomes shallow. So if you want your vision and memory back, you must restore calm first. Start with something simple. Sit comfortably, feet on the floor, shoulders soft. Close your eyes. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Exhale gently through your mouth for a count of 6 or 7. Feel the exhale lengthen. That longer out-breath signals safety to your nervous system. Imagine a quiet river. With each exhale, let the tension flow downstream, the tightness in your forehead, the weight behind your eyes, the noise in your chest. Do this 5 cycles. Then place one hand on your chest and one between your eyebrows and simply thank your body for its work, its patience, its will to heal. That small act of gratitude creates the perfect state for healing. If you want to go a step deeper, try this 60-second reset. Breathe 4, 4, 6, inhale 4, gentle hold 4, exhale 6 for 3 rounds. On the exhale, hum softly for the last 2 seconds. The vibration calms the vagus nerve. Keep your gaze relaxed behind closed eyes, as if you're looking at a wide horizon. Notice the warmth under your fingertips. That's blood flow returning to the heart and the visual centers. In 2 minutes, your pulse steadies, your chest opens, and the static in your head clears. From that calmer baseline, your eyes focus more easily, your memory files information cleanly, and your whole system stops fighting and starts repairing. Integration: when your breath calms, your heart relaxes. When your heart relaxes, your vessels open. And when your vessels open, your brain and eyes come back to life, colors feel brighter, thoughts land more softly, and focus lasts longer. That's the real medicine, not a pill, but awareness practiced daily. Here's exactly how to do it. Your 3 daily steps: simple, specific, repeatable keycap 1, massage the point between your eyebrows, 1 minute. Posture: sit tall, shoulders soft, jaw unclenched. Technique: 2 fingers, tiny circles or gentle presses. Breath cue: inhale through the nose, exhale longer than you inhale. Sensations to notice: warmth, a mild tingling, a quieting behind the eyes. Keycap 2, massage the center of your chest 1 to 2 minutes. Hand placement: palm at midsternum, between the nipples. Technique: slow circles clockwise. Let the shoulders drop as you exhale. Bonus: add a light hum on the exhale. It vibrates the chest and deepens calm. Sensations to notice: ease in breathing, loosening across the collarbones, a softer heartbeat. Keycap 3, slow breathing with visualization, 3 to 5 minutes each evening. Rhythm: for second inhale 6 to 8 second exhale. Picture a warm light entering on the inhale, spreading through chest and face. On the exhale, imagine tension leaving like mist. If thoughts wander, gently return to the count. That is the practice. Timing that amplifies results. Morning, 2 to 4 minutes eyebrow point plus 3 slow breaths, sets your visual focus for the day. Afternoon reset, 1 minute chest point plus 1 long exhale, lowers stress spikes. Evening, 5 to 7 minutes, all 3 steps together, primes deep sleep and nightly repair. Progress markers to watch for: day 3 to 7, lighter head, less eye strain by evening, steadier mood. Week 2, clear inner focus, fewer "why did I come into this room" moments. Week 4, better morning sharpness, easier reading, calmer reactions under stress. Make it stick. Habit anchors pair the morning minute with brushing teeth. Do the evening practice right after you put your phone down. Keep a tiny note by your bed. Breathe. Brow. Heart. And remember, consistency beats intensity. Gentle, daily signals are what retrain your vessels and your nervous system. Within a week, you'll feel lighter. Within 2, you'll notice sharper vision and calmer thoughts. Within a month, you'll realize your energy, your focus, your joy are returning. I've seen this in people from 50 to 80 years old. It's not fantasy. It's your body remembering how to heal itself. When I was younger, I used to think healing meant medicine. Now I know it means attention. Your body doesn't ask for much, just blood, breath, and peace. The first point awakens the brain and optic nerve. The second restores the rhythm of the heart. And the third, your breathing, connects them into one living system. Together, they create a harmony you can feel, a lightness in your head, calm in your chest, clarity in your eyes. I've watched patients come alive again. They walk straighter, smile more, sleep better. Because blood is not just circulation, it's life itself. So please share this message with your loved ones. Show it to your parents, your friends, anyone who thinks it's too late. It's never too late. The only time it's truly over is when we stop believing in our own renewal. Try these 3 steps for 1 week. Then write to me, tell me what changed. I promise you'll feel the difference. I'm Dr. Allison Ray, and this channel exists for one purpose: to help you see clearly, think clearly, and live fully, no matter your age.